You're back with another one. Well, I would be if that was open. Now I'm back with another one. And this time we got Why So Many Boxers Are Undefeated and Why It's Kinda Easy by TJ Loves Fights. Make sure y'all like the video, comment, subscribe. Let's get to it.
Because it's not that hard to be undefeated, relatively speaking. So it seems like a lot of the top boxers are undefeated. And I know we're talking about the top boxers here, but one would imagine that a undefeated record would be very, very rare and something that only the top of the top would have. But in this video, I'm going to show you how common undefeated records are, how we should be looking at undefeated records with context, and how boxing promotions will actually manufacture undefeated records to promote their fighters. So to show you how insanely common undefeated records are, I crunched some numbers, and I have to say these statistics really surprised me that I had to calculate them a second time, and I think this will really surprise you. So I took the top 10 box.
That being said, this video I found it because I was watching a video on KSI boxing and how he's undefeated right now. Because he's what, 2-0-1 or something like that? He had a draw with Logan. I'm pretty sure. No, he's like 3-0-1 now because he fought two people the same night. But I think only one person was professional. So I don't know his like official ranking. But regardless, he's undefeated and this was recommended. So I just figured like, oh, it must be doing the same thing that he's doing because those guys were not competition for him at all.
In each division, from flyweight all the way to heavyweight according to ESPN. I just picked ESPN because of an arbitrary choice. It was the cleanest way to get all the records of each fighter. You can argue ESPN doesn't rank boxers correctly, but they had, in my opinion, the correct top 10 people in each division. Whether that was in the correct order or not doesn't matter. I just needed the top 10 boxers in each division. So again, I went from flyweight all the way to the heavyweight division, which is a total of 15 weight classes or 15 divisions. So that
I never actually looked at the weight class. So flyweight to super flyweight is 3 pound difference. From flyweight to bantamweight, bro, that's not even that big of a difference. That's 5 pounds. That's not that big. And super bantamweight. These are not that big of a difference. Does like 5 pounds make that big of this is 7 pounds? Does that make that big of a difference? Starts getting more. So that's 8 pounds. That's 15 pounds. Okay, so cruiserweight is light heavyweight and then cruiserweight is 200. Huh. I thought cruiserweight would be somewhere in between. I never actually looked at this before. And heavyweight is unlimited, so you could be like 320
then I counted
pounds.
Up the amount
find
of
a
undefeated
215
boxers
dude
within the top 10 of their division, and it came out to exactly 50 boxers, or 33% of all top 10 boxers in each division are undefeated. Now this seems a bit high considering that an undefeated record should be something really
44 and 0.
That should be something that I would assume would be in the top 5, maybe 10% of all top boxers. But in this case, 1 in 3 boxers within the top 10 of their division are undefeated. Now, to give a little more context and relativity, I did the same experiment in the UFC. I took the top 10 fighters in each weight division, and I found out that only 5 of these 80 fighters are undefeated, or 6.25%.
That makes sense because they don't pick their own
fighters
fight,
within the top
their
10
own
of their
opponent
division
in
are
UFC.
undefeated, which is way less, obviously, than 33%
Wait, is that
of their division are undefeated.
Amanda Nunes?
Way
oh,
less,
okay.
obviously, than 33%. So I did a little more digging with the numbers, and I found out that a lot of the other boxers that aren't currently undefeated only have 1 loss and were previously undefeated for a very long time. So if you've been a fan of boxing, you'll know that a lot of the fighters are built up to be undefeated up until the point where they fight somebody of equal caliber. At this point, both fighters are undefeated, so somebody's O has got to go. So what happens if we add these boxers that were previously undefeated but now only have 1 loss? So if we add boxers with only 1 loss, this number goes up to 85, or 56%
Oh my
of
gosh.
all boxers within the top 10 of their
That's a
division
lot.
have 1 loss or less. So let's take this a step further and add the boxers with 2 losses, and this number goes up to 119, or 79% of all boxers within the top of their divisions have 2 losses or less. Finally, if we take this another step further, and we add boxers with 3 losses, this number goes up to 136, or 90% of top boxers today have 3 losses or less on their record. And the weird thing is, when calculating these numbers, is that
He said 90%. 90%. That's ridiculous. Like, then I can't take it seriously, bro. If 90%, there's gotta be, because this man is 29-3. 29-3, 32-0, 42-1-1. Like, bro, what? That's 32-0. Ain't no way you fight 32 opponents, or 32-2. Ain't no way you fight 32 opponents and you not losing to one of them. You gotta be that level of good, or you gotta pick some scrubs you can easily beat.
it's more impressive, actually, to have 4 or more losses on your record and still be within the top 10 of a division. So the question is, why is it so easy to be undefeated in boxing? So the biggest reason
Then
why
you start
it's
ranking
so
strength
easy
of
is
opponent.
because of the barrier of entry, or how difficult it is to become a professional boxer and fight for one of the bigger promotions. Now, I'm not trying to discount how hard it is to fight professionally. I know it's super tough, you're gonna get hurt, and you're doing this for a living, but relatively speaking, to other traditional sports, it's much easier to become a professional boxer and fight for a big promotion than it is to join the NBA, the NFL, the UFC even, etc. So in traditional sports, you usually go through a draft, and those draftees are among the top of the top in the country or in the world. So in boxing, the barrier of entry to become a professional fighter is much, much lower. So there are about 20,000 professional boxers all around the world. And if you compare this to the amount of professional MMA fighters around the world, there are about 1,000 to 5,000, depending on which source you use, of professional MMA fighters with the combination of the UFC, ONE FC, Bellator, etc. So you could argue that there are more boxers than MMA fighters because MMA is relatively new in comparison to boxing, but I'm going to argue that it's because of such an easy barrier of entry. So essentially all you need is your boxing pro license, which can be obtained by simply applying to your state's athletic commission.
Really?
From there, you're technically a professional boxer.
Really?
Now it gets harder to become a professional boxer with a top promotion, but technically...
Let me see something. Let me see something. Hold up. Hold up. To become a pro boxer. That's an S. Boxer. Oh, I was hoping that typing that in. Okay. Let's see. Athletic Commission. Become a promoter, renewal forms, no, licenses. Athletic entertainment. I mean, I see event. Oh, wait, ABC Boxing. Let's see. If you're gonna load, I'm becoming a pro boxer right now. Right, we gonna see how easy this is. Georgia Athletic. Okay. What? Georgia Athletic and Entertainment Commission. Okay, I could literally drive there right now. Homepage. Okay, okay. So it's a little harder than I thought. Sign up to be a pro boxer in Georgia. That's not how you spell Georgia. Geo. Oh, meant to hit enter. Let's see. Consider professional boxing license. You must have at least 5 amateur bouts with a winner record. Of those 5 bouts, 3 states must be sanctioned. Wait, 3 must be state-sanctioned events with published results. Okay, okay. Visit the office. Okay, okay. Oh, okay, okay. A fee of $20 is required. So I need to fight 3 amateur boxing matches and pay $20. I could do that. I could do that. Do I gotta win? With a winning record. Okay, so I have to win 2 out of the 3. Oh wait, five. 5 bouts. So I gotta win 3 out of the 5. Okay. Okay. I mean, literally, if I can just pick some scrubs, then but you don't even have to win like that.
Technically, you can be a professional boxer and fight anybody with a pro license. You contrast this with the MMA.
Literally, I'll win
or
3. If I win
specifically
3, I'll be
UFC,
like,
you're
"Alright,
essentially contracted
sign
to
me up 2
fight
more quick.
other
I'm trying to be a
UFC
pro."
fighters. And since the UFC scouts for fighters and has things such as the Contender Series and the Ultimate Fighter to pick out essentially only the top guys, the people you're going to be fighting in the UFC have passed a certain threshold to be in the UFC. If we go back to boxing, you can essentially fight, again, anybody with a pro license. So this gives young and up-and-coming fighters opportunities to fight competition levels way below them and to basically handpick their opposition. And unlike the UFC, most promotions in boxing don't obligate their fighters to fight within the promotion. And what you'll find in this video is that most promoters, especially early in a fighter's career, will actually encourage fighters to fight outside the promotion and fighters that aren't necessarily on their level. And this phenomenon still also happens within the promotion as well. A good example of this is Emmanuel Williams versus John Riccone. And you can't tell me that Emmanuel Williams wasn't just signed to Top Rank to basically lose against the top guys and fluff their record. So if you go to BoxRec, which is basically a record keeper of a professional fighter's career, we can see that most of the young stars, the first 5, 6...
I gotta look it up. BoxRec. Oh my gosh, it is all right here. The whole information: champions, local events. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's one in Atlanta. Oh wait, I didn't mean to click that. I should have clicked on. Wait, 22, 12, 18. This hasn't happened yet. It's December. This is going to happen in December. Oh, who's on the card? I might go just cause. I won't be here. I won't be in Georgia. Alright, I'm gonna look at that later.
Maybe up to 10 fights have been to opposition that was much worse than them. You can clearly see these fighters taking the opportunity from the low barrier of entry to become a professional boxer to handpick their opponents and get surefire wins. So obviously this is a dream for a promoter. They're able to promote an undefeated fighter with maybe 10, 15, or even 20 wins. Unbeknownst to the general population though, these wins aren't against competition that's all
that
too
dude
good.
is
And the
5
thing is,
and
this will continue to
23.
happen. There really is
Bruh.
no incentive to stop this. Everybody involved in this situation is happy. The promoter continues to promote their fighter as undefeated and can safely give them wins. The fighter obviously is going to get easy wins and build up their confidence, and the person who lost, I would assume, is pretty used to losing, and at least they got a paycheck out of this. And this is also easy to continue because of, again,
That one wasn't
low
as bad. 8 and 7. That at least he had a fighting chance.
barrier of entry. There really is no quality control with these professional boxers, and so long as boxers continue to easily become professionals, there's gonna be, out of these 20,000 professional boxers, a vast majority of them lacking the same quality of the fighters that these promoters are promoting. So you're probably wondering, what is the problem with undefeated records if
Makes
eventually
everybody
these
look
talented fighters are gonna
weak.
fight each other? Well, if you've learned through past videos of mine, talented fighters don't necessarily fight each other that often. So since there is no governing body which forces these fighters to fight, they can continue this cycle of fighting competition that's lower than them and continue to pad their undefeated record with more wins. Now, this becomes a real problem when these fighters have an opportunity to fight somebody equally as talented as them. If this fighter is a real threat to their 0, their O, their undefeated record, then they will be very reluctant to take that fight.
Bro, he's 5'5" and he's 5'10". Bro, don't take that fight. Don't take that fight. Dude got you, bro. No way. Ain't no way. But then your arm's mad long then. If your reach is that and his arms his reach is, I don't know.
Up until this point, they've been promoted as an undefeated fighter. They've been conditioned to winning, and they've been conditioned to fighting competition that is very easy for them. As you saw from the numbers in the beginning of this video, it seems like the hallmark of being a top boxer is to have an undefeated record. So as you can see, losing that undefeated record is a legitimate threat to their livelihood, their career, and their image. Additionally, undefeated records kind of lose their prestige if so many fighters are undefeated. If 1 in 3 of the top fighters are undefeated, then who really is the top of the top? It does make it harder to rank fighters, and I think inherently an undefeated record isn't really a good sign of how good a fighter is. You really need to look into the context of who they fought and see if they've been protected by their promoters or not. So what do you guys think? Are undefeated records still impressive to you, or is it something that happens way too often?
Oh, there's KSI right there. I guess that's what got me on this channel. He made a video on YouTube boxing. But I gotta see, because I keep seeing people saying that, like, oh, KSI is not a, wait, log in to continue. Bro, continue Google. Wait, this isn't our idea to comply with new, but we need to reconsent. Continue. Wait, so I didn't even read it. I'm be honest. I should have probably read that. Okay, so it's gonna be under his real name probably. Real name. I know his real name, but I'm not trying to search that. Or I'm not trying to type that up. I don't know, like, bro, you see that long ass name? Long ass name. Bro, what? Why did it just pull up a URL? Copy. Okay. If it pulls up the URL now, I know you cap. Okay, good. So okay. He's a cruiser. So he is a pro. So everybody who said that he's a YouTuber, not a pro boxer, they'll know what he's talking about, because he officially a pro boxer. Male, 6 foot, reach 7'6", UK, careers from 2019, debut 2019, bouts 1. Does it say who his bout was against? Because I don't know if any of the other ones. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think it's the guy who he fought in the main event, who was like, it was bad. It was bad main event. It wasn't Swarms. I don't think it was Logan, and that's all I know who he fought. So, hey, anyways, I hope y'all enjoy. Make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Bye.